Hi, I'm Ernie Medina with TRB, and today I'd like to address or talk with you about the concept of shooting stances. Now, out there in the shooting world, there are traditionally two main stances that a lot of instructors teach, us included, which would be the Isosceles stance and the Weaver stance. Now, the Isosceles stance would have you traditionally stand direct on with your target, feet 1.5 shoulder width apart, and taking more of a leaned forward, just a direct approach towards your target. So really straight on with your target, and showing you in a side view would look something like this. Now, for some folks, that might work just fine. Other folks, that might not be as comfortable. That's where we also have the Weaver stance. Now, the Weaver stance would have you have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, body bladed from your target, one arm straight out, and the support hands tucked in, elbow down, and you're kind of simulating holding a rifle. For some folks, that could be also something comfortable, but for a lot of people, maybe the stretch with their arm is not really there, can be uncomfortable. Both stances can be uncomfortable for some folks. So how do we crack the code, so to speak, on the proper shooting stance? Well, this is really tailored to the individual. So when I teach the fighting stance, really what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a solid base and for the person to be comfortable. So if you're looking to address your shooting stance, this is what I say to you. Just stand as if you were going to take a fighting position. How would you stand if you were going to go toe-to-toe with somebody? So whatever foot forward, so if you're right-handed, you'd have your right foot back, left foot forward, and you have your body somewhat bladed or however is comfortable for you, and then you start with your hands up. From there, simply just have your arms out as if you had the firearm in hands, okay? And that would be your shooting stance. Now, I'm going to show from the right-handed view how this person or somebody could stand, which would be somewhat of a fighting stance here and then positioned onto their target, okay? So if it means that they want to stand this way, great. If they want to stand more bladed and this way, fine too. But the main things with a shooting stance is you have that solid base and you provide stability from your waist up, okay? So when doing a shooting stance, the main thing is keeping the platform stable so that way when you shoot, you do not disrupt the firearm as you're squeezing the trigger. So from here, just think about the concept of the shooting stances and don't go down or into the weeds into the two traditional shooting stances unless they work for you. But remember, it's going to be different from person to person. What I do versus what the next person does will be different in some ways. But make sure that your shooting position is comfortable for you, kind of like that fighting stance. You have your primary hand punched out. Both hands are supported, and it could be both hands are supported this way, or you have somewhat of a bend in that support hand. Either are fine, but remember the main thing is that I have that proper side alignment, of course, and I do not disrupt the firearm as I'm squeezing the trigger. If you can manage those two things, it really doesn't matter how you stand, as long as it's comfortable for you. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, like and subscribe with the buttons below, and hit that bell to be alerted for future videos.